Hi, Mary. Welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I'm excited to be speaking with you today.
Thanks, Andrew. I'm really excited to be here. It's going to be awesome.
Before we hit record, you shared a few fun things. And when I say fun, I'm going to talk about not the Ted Lasso element of this. You're in a new role as director of marketing organization, really building marketing from the ground up. And you're about 2 months in. This will be a few months later. So, 3 months down the road when it's live, you'll have more wins under your belt. But I'd love for you to share just what is the experience like at a new organization building marketing from the ground up, and just give a quick shout out to your company too within this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am the director of marketing, like you mentioned, for Bird's Eye Security Solutions. So I like to quickly put that we help our clients sleep better at night. We provide a comprehensive suite of services, everything from safety, security, operations, protocol enforcement. It's all in a one beautiful turnkey solution. We're in the transportation sector. So if you think about millions and millions of trucks entering and exiting truck yards a day, and that's millions of trucks. So our cameras, our live agents, our AI tools help with all of the
Mm.
activity, and we focus on the trucks and the yard. So everything from remote gate operations, perimeter monitoring, facility supervision, entrance and exit turnstiles, we take care of all of that. So going into this role, I was really excited because it's a good mix of SaaS and hardware while focusing on like a 360-degree protection, 24/7 precision. My background is in the transportation space. I've historically always been at SaaS companies. So now getting to mix in the hardware is very exciting for me. It makes it feel more tangible and real. So
So your marketing background has been in kind of technology, transportation throughout your career?
yeah, pharma, fintech, transportation, all like SaaS-based companies.
Mhm.
And understanding the customer profile for a SaaS company is unique. So,
Mhm.
we can get into it, but I want to make sure at this company, in this role, building the brand accordingly is a high
Mhm.
priority of mine. Building that brand equity, making sure we're a thought leader in the industry. We have reputable clients, we have real data. Some companies aren't able to stand on their merits. We can actually stake claims responsibly and honestly that we are the best, we do it the best, and there's nobody else like us. So it's exciting to be in that position.
What are some of the conversations you're having in the C-suite? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I could see there may be being some pressure from a CFO who's, pump in marketing, turn on Google ads, just start generating money. But it's so important for you to lay the foundation of marketing before you hit go on stuff. So can you share just what some of those C-suite dialogues are like to really make sure you're setting marketing up for success?
It's like you're in my brain, Andrew. I had a call earlier today, like a leadership call, and it rings true. They want to see leads. They want to see the
Mhm.
funnel fill up. They want to see conversions because marketing's job is to make sales look great and the whole org look great. We're one team,
Mhm.
but there's basic stuff that I want to put in place from like a branding perspective, PR,
Mhm.
content drivers, building those foundational blocks before you turn on the lead gen machine. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of like we're doing this, this, and this that will get us here, which
Mhm.
will then in turn give you what you're looking for.
So this might not be relevant for the current organization as you haven't launched the marketing campaign, but through your years of being a director of marketing, what are some just marketing strategies you've been seeing that have been fruitful in your campaign work?
I'm a big person on personalization,
Mhm.
like leveraging data-driven personalization, using customer data that you probably already have and tailor that messaging. I'm a big believer in it's the right message to the right person at the right time. Um, an easy hat to wear is like think about it as B2B marketers, we often don't think from the consumer perspective. So I like to put the hat of like a B2C
Mhm.
consumer perspective where it's like, what are some brands that you interact with positively that are using personalization and you feel are working? Like it's not just demographic data, it could be it's behavioral data like leveraging past purchases, content engagement, reviews, things like that that are unique to the personal user.
Are you using AI to help you in any of that personalization, or is it a lot of one-to-one, hand-to-hand combat of those efforts?
love to say we're an AI machine. Currently, it's hand-to-hand combat, but there's definitely unique tools that you can leverage to help transform those methods.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
If you were to have a little bit of a humble brag
Yeah.
of something that you believe you do in your marketing that is innovative, either currently or in past organizations, what is a humble brag of something you think you bring really innovative to the table?
I don't know if innovative is the best, but I really love two things. I love events and I love
In person
interactive
or virtual?
in person.
Okay.
Yeah. In the transportation sector, it's very in person. We're
Mhm.
shaking hands, we're kissing babies. It's that relationship building is there. There's years of experience. So I love in-person events, being able to tap into those people live. They're focused, they're
Mhm.
not distracted by email or the office or your day-to-day. An easy an innovative maybe approach is like coupling up with a company and doing some co-branded events, like some offshoot experiential marketing events from a trade show or like workshop, because then you have access to their contact list, my contact list. We're building both of our brands up, and it can be a fun night that people remember. And it's easy follow-up for your team to then call on these people. Hey, it was great to see you at blah, blah, blah. That's always fun. Events are big.
What's it like for you as a marketer who needs to, on the one hand, be this AI machine and expert, and on the other hand, you need to be in person and know how to make eye contact and shake someone's hand? What is that
Exactly.
like for you of, holding both of these worlds together?
I pride myself on being a big picture person. I'm able to see the journey from like 30,000 feet up. So it's easy for me to kind of compartmentalize. This is what we're doing here. This is how it's going to flow and trickle down, and this is how it's going to end up. So when I'm driving a campaign, whether it's for an event or just LinkedIn or some new content, we look at it from the full 30,000 view approach. What is this going to look like at every aspect and how is it going to deliver? So I like to back up and see it as best as I can.
Nice. So we touched on AI, but I would love for you to just share a little bit more on, hey, how AI has transformed you as a marketer. What impact is it having on you?
On the short term, honestly, it's automation.
Mhm.
AI really helps me automate
Can
things like
you share a little bit more on what you mean by automation
yeah,
in AI?
social media comes to mind, like even
Mhm.
something simple as like posting, scheduling your feed, building out your calendar. It frees up time. It's one less thing you have to worry about. And like social posting on channels like LinkedIn or Facebook or X, it's automated really. You can
Mhm.
if you know what's working and the formula is correct, you can use that through automation. It can help you scale without sacrificing personalization or quality. So that's the easiest example I have is social media posting. If you're not doing it, automate it.
So that was short term. Is there a longer term way this is impacting you as a marketer?
I want to utilize it more for content
Mhm.
drivers. I talked about personalization. There's different aspects that you can bring into creating new content that AI can really help play a part in. I mentioned we're building the marketing team. I don't have the huge breadth that I'm used to from,
Mhm.
in terms of team people and seats. So having that help me is going to be really crucial.
I haven't played around with it in a long time, but there was a AI video creator where if you're doing ABM campaigns, you could have an AI video just like change their name every time. Have you come across that?
I've had something sent to me like that
Oh,
before.
really? Was it
Yeah.
weird or were you like, oh, this is cool. I want to learn more?
Maybe I'm a pessimist. It was weird in my seat because I knew what it was, so I
Mhm.
acknowledged it. But if you don't know what it is, I think it's a great tool to utilize. It has to be for the right industry, the right,
Mhm.
vertical. I don't know candidly if it works for everybody, but definitely
Mhm.
there's a market that it works for.
So our last question today, Mary, is around specific AI tools that you use that you're finding supportive. So whether that's, and maybe there's an AI social media poster tool you want to give a shout out to. So whether that's an LLM or standalone software, what is an AI tool that you're really enjoying?
I like to look at my current MarTech stack and see what tools have like AI add-ons. Sprout Social is a
Mm,
really fun one. That's the one that comes to mind that's really great at, generating social content. One that I use like Grammarly people don't think of it as an AI tool, but it's not just for grammar checks. It helps improve like the tone and clarity of your copy across all marketing channels. So my tip is look at your current MarTech stack. So you're not like investing more time and money in implementation to see what tools have add-ons or they're all making improvements. You know what I mean? You've
Mhm.
seen it across your platforms too. There's always new tools, always new things on the roadmap. Look at it and see what you can be utilizing more.
So I want to come back to Ted Lasso for my last question, actually. So, who is your favorite character on Ted Lasso and why?
Is it bad to say Ted Lasso is the star
No,
of the
that's
show?
perfectly acceptable.
He's my favorite. The character arc is great. I'm a big fan of like the human aspect of it too, like his struggles with mental health issues and how
Mhm.
he overcomes it and the humor tied to it. I think he's my favorite. There's actually a Funko Pop on my shelf across from me that of Ted Lasso.
Nice. So, Mary, if someone wants to learn more about your organization, follow up with you, can you give any social media handles, website links? What's the best way to learn more?
Yeah, birdseyeSecurity.com is our website. Bird's Eye Security Solutions on LinkedIn. I mentioned I'm Mary Koburi. You can find me on LinkedIn. Open for a call, for a chat. We can talk shop. We can talk nothing. You can reach out
And
to me there.
that's Koburi.
Correct. Yeah, Mary Koburi.
Perfect. Thank you for your time today, Mary.
Thank you, Andrew.
Before we jump into our next guest, we want to take a moment to tell you about our marketing mastermind cohort. No typical marketers. If you are a marketing executive looking to connect with like-minded professionals, this is the space for you. It's more than just a Discord group. It's your exclusive ticket to monthly roundtable meetings where we have group discussions about advanced marketing strategies, share insights, and solve real world challenges like implementing AI agents into your marketing. Membership is exclusive and by application only. If you're ready to take your marketing game to the next level, apply now using the link in the description below. We can't wait to see you there. Now, back to the episode. Hi, Kim. Welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I am excited to be speaking with you today.
Same here. Thank you for having me, Andrew.
So before we hit record, we were just talking about the what I'll call intensity of digital marketing in 2025. And before we dive into your company and whatnot, I would just love to hear from you as a marketer. What is keeping you up at night in 2025 in the digital landscape? There's so much moving right now.
So much moving. I was just joking that, marketers have always been the early adopters of tech. We're always at the forefront. I feel like we are masochists in a way because we're always testing, we're always experimenting. But as you can imagine, that also keeps us up at night, right? Like we're
Right.
managing short-term strategies with long-term thinking, and I was just joking here that AI is the business asteroid of our times. And as marketers and, just tech in general, keeping ahead and having that futuristic forward thinking is really what keeps us from becoming dinosaurs. And always, keeping in mind that we need to be curious and test and learn constantly.
Yeah, I have those thoughts whenever I talk to someone who's still selling like radio ads in the year 2025 and just thinking, man, we have to keep on evolving so we don't try to sell, Facebook ads in another 20 years when it's a completely irrelevant platform.
Yeah, yeah. I started off my career in tech art marketing automation exactly 10 years ago, actually. And Facebook ads, Facebook campaigns, landing pages were still just a thing coming out. And obviously that has evolved
Mhm.
tremendously since then.
That's how I got my start as well. I was
Oh,
more on the
cool.
organic Facebook stuff. I actually became the first social media manager at a minor league baseball team.
Yeah.
And then ads was a, very natural next step. And
Yep.
that was a cool, innovative thing to be doing a decade
Yep.
ago.
Yep. Yep.
Well, Kim, let's hear a little bit more about your organization and what is your role at the company.
Yeah, thank you. So I am currently head of marketing and business development at Gimmal. We are a B2B SaaS information and data governance company. We had legs when we first started in records management, both physical records and electronic records. And so think about not just paper records, as you can imagine, but also, artifacts,
Wow.
court records. We have very, very renowned public entities who are some of our customers, who are preserving physical artifacts from 200, 300 years ago, all the
Wow.
way to electronic records, email, chats, Slack channels. And so, as you can imagine, we manage a very vast amount of data and information across enterprises and public companies as well. Prior to Gimmal, I started off my career working in First Amendment and media litigation. So I like to joke that while I love lawyers, I still work with them a lot. It wasn't for me. And as I just mentioned, I pivoted and joined a B2B tech marketing automation company since then. So have loved it. Obviously, very, very different landscape from a decade ago.
I've been seeing the photos of I don't know if the right word would be the mines that are holding some government contracts. Do you know what I'm speaking about? Some stuff
No.
that so I'm from Pittsburgh, even though I told you I live in San Diego, and apparently like in the middle
Mhm.
of Pennsylvania, there's huge like former coal mines that are holding just tons of government records. And it's
Yep.
literally just like a underground mine that holds this stuff.
Got it.
And it
Yeah.
looks like
We
something from Harry
do.
Potter.
Yes, it's a pretty interesting time because there was a saying at a previous company where, we used to say nobody cares until something breaks.
Mhm.
And I feel like at this moment in time, records managers, information governance professionals, it's kind of our time to shine after
Mhm.
being behind the scenes for decades now, and especially within this new future and AI, everything is digital, right? You
Mhm.
feed data information into AI, but what about physical records? What about these pieces of our entire histories that have not been digitized or formatted into electronic formats, for example? So it's been pretty interesting, and we are helping navigate and guide our customers through that journey.
What does the day in the life of Kim look like?
Oh my gosh. I think the best thing about a marketer, for better or worse, is that every day is different. On Mondays, I like to use Mondays as prioritizing for the week. There's a lot of deep thinking going on, a lot of brainstorming, critical thinking, that kind of thing, and helping guide my team on ruthless prioritization. We are a small and mighty team, and for me, it's all about quality over quantity, especially as we've seen a lot of decreasing performance in historically top performing channels last year or even 2 years ago. And so we mentioned this, radio ads, for example. It's not that radio is dead per se, but how are people consuming audio content moving forward?
Hmm.
Is it podcast? Is it social audio formats? Is it thinking through accessibility? Is it producing audio formats of our blog content, for example? And so things like that we like to use Monday and Tuesdays for to think through. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, usually, our week can go haywire. Sometimes I'm helping someone put out a fire drill or a crazy emergency. But otherwise, a lot of planning, a lot of strategizing, and a lot of what I call the coach player mindset for a marketing leader.
What is a marketing strategy you're currently using that you're seeing some successful results with? And it sounds like you've been doing a lot of pivoting over the last year or so.
Yeah, yeah. So I joined Gimmal 3 years this summer. And when I joined, I was a one-woman team with one BDR. And
Wow.
as you can imagine, a lot fell under my purview and my scope. We have built out and scaled that team to include product marketing and events now. And so one of the strategies that have been really successful for the last 2, 3 years is building out a community-led ecosystem. So whether it's a partner-led or partner co-marketing initiative, or leveraging our customer base who are super engaged, very knowledgeable, experts in their fields, we really build out kind of an enablement, what I call an enablement system, whether it's to sell our product or to talk about our product in human ways. So not so much from a features perspective, but I shared this earlier. A lot of our customers are managing and building out and preserving really interesting, really cool artifacts for the world, really, and for the country. And so we have a lot of state and local governments who are managing records that power entire cities and entire states, for example. And so elevating that in what I call edutainment, so education and entertainment, has really worked well for us. We also launched what we call the customer education series for our company, where it's no selling, it's strictly, featuring content around how to use the solution better and learning from each other. And Gimmal is really enabling those sessions rather than requiring us to sell constantly.
So if you were going to have a humble brag on yourself, so that's extremely impressive, a one woman team and one BDR rep to, you didn't get into, the whole, number of people you have now working with you. But what is something you feel like over the last 3 years that you've brought that's innovative to the marketing department?
Yeah, I think it's innovation is interesting, right? Because we always think about innovation as something that happens overnight or something big and splashy.
Mhm.
Innovation is really this concept of incremental progress and incremental testing. And so
Mhm.
as marketers, a lot of our testing and experimentation happens behind the scenes. And, you know, there's a lot of failures or lessons learned that happens. But one thing that I am really proud of that we've collaborated with our sales engineering team is that when I first started, we had a very lean, mean marketing machine in sales engineering. We were also spending a lot of time performing demos where people may or may not be really interested or even have decision-making power. And so looking at that, I don't think it might not be innovative per se, but it was innovative for us in terms of deploying a one-to-many demo format. And so buying into vendor associations demo days, for example, where there were just quick, 10, 15-minute demos. And if interested, then people could request more custom demos. We also looked into and love this product called Novatic, which is an interactive demo. And so putting the power back into the buyer and their committees and their decision makers or detractors, and really sharing out interactive demos that they can self-serve, look at on their own time, share internally before they reach back out and ask us which features or going deeper dives into specific areas of the solution so that we can get really crisp and really smart about our time here.
So what's interesting is your answer is actually the most common answer I get to that question. So I'll tie this back into why I say that. So I was at a networking event last week and someone was asking me, how do I become viral like Mr. Beast? And I kind of said, focus more on consistency, hitting singles and doubles and just innovating like that
Yep.
versus thinking I need to have one viral clip that, uh, loads up the bank account.
Yep.
So I just think it's really fascinating. Maybe, and he wasn't in marketing. So from the outside, people think marketing is just how do I create a Mr. Beast viral video? When in practicality, all the marketing executives I speak to give a very similar answer to you. I just do the fundamentals really well every day.
Yep, yep. And I know it sounds boring and I know it's not always, especially for B2B. B2C, I've been in the B2C space and it's a very different mindset and
Mhm.
strategy. But B2B, yes, you can be cheeky, it's great to go viral. But viral means oftentimes that we have tested out content or formats in the background, right? And then we put out something that now really resonates, but it didn't happen. It while it looked like it happened overnight, it likely didn't.
We talked about AI for a second and how you said it was the asteroid hitting the marketing world. Can you
Yeah.
share in a little bit more detail about how AI has impacted you as a marketer?
Yeah, so I think AI today looked very different from 10 years ago, but the
Mhm.
fundamentals still happens, right? When I joined when I pivoted into marketing full-time, B2B SaaS, AI back then was kind of a more logic and reasoning workflow. If then, XYZ, it was controlled, it was contained. But again, the fundamentals apply. People who really nailed marketing automation back then will likely be the ones who really nail AI because they've defined their processes, they've defined the gaps that they need where technology or humans can work together. And so for AI today, especially for marketers, there's a lot of FOBO going on, fear of becoming obsolete. So
I've never
content
heard that.
writing, content writing, whatever else that people are afraid of losing their jobs on, right? Digital marketing has shifted a lot. But I think for AI today, a lot of the AI tools that I use is really, and this sounds cliche, but it's really to fill in the gaps and enhance and amplify what my team is already doing times 3, times 5, times 10. So some of the tools that we use are actually already native to the current tech stack that we have. So whatever marketing automation tool that you have probably has launched some AI features. And so get really good at using those. A lot of other free tools that we use, other than ChatGPT, is not so much from a linear conversational perspective. I don't know that many marketers think linearly, right? I think marketing compared to a lot of functions, we are kind of ADD a little bit.
Right.
And so one of the tools that I love is called Cove AI, and it's a visual AI workspace. And so I don't know if you are familiar with mind mapping,
I used it
but
back in the
Cove
day.
yeah, Cove AI is kind of a mind mapping AI
Nice.
perspective. Yeah. And I also love Claude.ai for brainstorming and strategizing. A lot of my team also use Poe.com and Poe AI, which is a content writing, brainstorming tool as well. And then for more research heavy content, Stanford University launched their Storm tool. And I really like this tool because it is based on authoritative data sources, and they also launched from different perspectives. And so if you want to learn about a specific topic, like, I don't know, behavioral finance, they have various AI agent perspectives included in their answers. So you can actually go behind the scenes, look at their process, look at how each person, AI agent, thinks through that research, and it just keeps broadening your perspective.
Do you have a go-to LLM?
I don't. I like to democratize my AI usage. For me, especially as a woman and a person of color,
Mhm.
there's been research that AI has been very male heavy in terms of usage. And so for me, I want to make sure that AI captures diverse perspectives, diverse inputs. And so I like to kind of rotate.
I love that answer.
Yeah,
I try to rotate around a lot too. Gemini tends to be my go-to because I just pay enough with the Google Workspace account. But I think
got
it's
it.
good
Yep.
just as I feel like the innovation of them is just
Yep.
like ChatGPT does something innovative, you check it out, then Gemini does, or
Yep. Yep.
Perplexity, whatever else is out there. So I think it's good
Yep.
just to rotate around and see what's best this week, because I think it's going to be an evolving rat race between all of them.
Yeah, and especially from like an image or even video creation, I actually use Google Image Labs a lot. I prefer it to ChatGPT or even Claude.ai. Claude does not generate images. They do like abstract type of
Mhm.
image. ChatGPT, you can tell when it's a ChatGPT generated image versus Google Image, which, they've leveraged their image content, which is so vast. And so like I mentioned, I just kind of like to rotate and test things.
I love it, Kim. So, can you end of some ways to follow up with you and your organization?
Yeah, so anyone interested in life cycle records, information, and data governance solutions, you can reach out to us at Gimmal.com or Gimmal.com/events, which includes conferences we'll be at, webinars, customer education series for those who are customers or interested in hearing from a customer, you can check that out. And then I am pretty active on LinkedIn, so anyone can reach out to me on LinkedIn as well. I have it as a mission to promote data literacy skills, especially for non-technical folks. I actually studied psychology, and then when I joined Discovery Communications, they helped me get my master's in strategic communications. And so I don't work in the data, I don't come from a data heavy background, but I think it's very important now that AI and data skills are so important for marketers. A lot of us are kind of much more creative in nature, and data analytics and critical thinking skills are non-negotiables for us moving forward.
Perfect, Kim. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.